Hello, Speedgaming 2. Welcome to a Link to the Past randomizer spoiler open qualifier for Speedgaming Live 2023. This is qualifier number 4 for the online portion of the Speedgaming Live tournament, which is open spoiler. Today we are going to be watching Radical Sniper 99, aka Jesse, and Leoria, two League teammates, racing in this spoiler. I am Gilgamesh, joined by Talon. Hello, Talon.
Hey, how's it going, Gilgamesh?
It's going good. So yeah, spoiler log. For those who are unfamiliar, all the racers in this race know exactly where all the items are. They got that spoiler log in a text file about 15 minutes ago, and they've had 15 minutes to read through it and figure out how they want to route the seed. They can use whatever method they want to, well, scratch that. You can use any non-automated method you want to read through the spoiler log. A lot of people tend to, pull the info out and paste it in another spreadsheet that they have set up because the spoiler log is not very well organized. But yeah, all the runners have had 15 minutes to figure out how they want to go about the seed, and we are getting started right now.
Yeah, so Gilgamesh and I have cheated a little bit. We have seen the spoiler log.
Yes.
So we have a general idea what may or may not happen in this. But how each runner is comfortable routing to get to the items that they need is kind of an individual taste. A lot of times you'll see runners like, okay, where's my flute? Where's my boots? Where's my dark world access?
Oh, every runner is like, where's my boots? That is the first thing you're looking for. You also have to be cognizant of things like what Jesse's doing, getting money and getting bombs, because you're not opening every chest this time, so you have to make sure that you're routing in resources along the way as well.
Yeah, it's pretty common, especially for newer runners to this kind of thing, myself included. You've always got to remember, okay, I need how many hearts to get through this? Mm-hmm. And you got to remember to route those in it well. So, like you see Leoria grabbing this 300 out of the woods, you may see some runners just completely ignore that money if they don't need it.
Yeah, and we've seen two pretty different opening routes to start. So Jesse, Radical Sniper, immediately taken the trip up to Uncle to grab that ether, which is going to be needed later. You wouldn't go out of your way for that if you didn't need it. And Leoria just starting at Sanctuary, getting all the resources she needs in Lost Woods. Lost Woods was actually very kind with $300 and a 10-pack of bombs, so...
Yeah, and having looked at the spoiler log, Jesse's doing what I, in my brain, would have said to do first. Went in and knew the chief pool was money, bombs out of the Link's house, the ether that's going to be required later, and then doing the walk of shame to Agina.
It is shameful.
Yeah, it feels dirty. I'm not even looking. I'm looking at Leoria the entire time. Let me know when it's over.
It's almost done. Wow, what could be in here? Oh, it's a glove. Well, guess we're gonna need that. I wonder what Jesse's going to do next.
Yeah. Leoria grabbing that bottle out of the back of the well is going to go turn that in for a very useful item as well. So yeah, this is what this is going to be, is how fast can I get all the required things to do this as safely and efficiently as possible, because spoiler log or no, dying is very, very slow.
Yes, and not every seed is going to be friendly with safeties. All your heart containers might be very far out of the way, and you have to determine, well, how much time is it worth spending to get these safeties if I have to go, very far out of the way for them. So Jesse grabbing those the mitts from the back of Escape. And we already saw Leoria pick up the Moon Pearl in the well, so Jesse will have Dark World access almost immediately here. Leoria heading over to the race game. I didn't check what was on here.
Yeah, I don't remember either, and it's not in front of my face right now. Jesse, I like Jesse's routing here also because he'll be able to go to the Dark World immediately after getting the Pearl. So this routing might be a little more efficient.
Yep. Leoria opting for a little bit of safety there, grabbing the blue mail from the race game.
I feel like that's an okay play to pull off, especially when okay, I'm only going to have X amount of hearts. If that blue mail's a little out of the way, but I feel like it's totally worth it.
Yeah, it depends on where the other one was, and I can tell you that the other one is not... Well, it would be a little while before we got it, let's say. It's kind of on the way, but it'll be a while. So yeah, this routing actually, I think for Jesse is going to work out really well because, as we know, you're going to want to head into the Dark World for a couple key things very soon, which Jesse can basically do immediately.
Yeah, we'll see if they want to go to the race game, or if they're just going to push with what they have. I will say, Gilgamesh, I did not know that this tournament qualifier was happening until they asked for comms.
I didn't either.
But I know we've talked a couple times about needing to practice our spoiler routing a little bit. This might be something worth doing a couple of.
I personally don't love spoiler, but you know, some people do. Some people like it. It's not necessarily my favorite mode. I enjoy the randomness of rando. That's why I like Enemizer. But it is a fascinating. I think spoiler is a fascinating thing to watch. I think the people who can do it well are very talented, and I am not one of them.
Yeah, it's a really good way to really crack on your execution and the low percent. It takes all the guesswork out of it. It's how well you can execute these fights in the direct routing that you need to do, especially once you have boots. So, no, I think it's interesting to watch.
So yeah, Jesse heading straight into the Dark World, into Thieves Town here. We're gonna pick up something we are going to need. And something that's not necessarily required, but probably going to get for convenience's sake. Yeah, I really like this routing from Jesse so far. This has been very efficient at picking up the key items that you're going to need to finish the seed out so far.
Yeah, and if they have the craving for that blue mail with that mirror, will be able to grab it very quickly.
Looks like he is going to go for it.
Yeah, again, I don't blame them.
Yeah, that's they're looking through the spoiler log. There were a number of hearts that are sort of on the way, but there's not a lot of full heart containers that are necessarily right in your face very early.
Yeah, we've seen Leoria grab more than a couple of heart pieces, and that may be just to pad the health later, knowing there's not a lot of containers on the way.
Yeah, it makes sense when you get those 5-item caves. If it's right next to another item you have to get, it doesn't really hurt you that much to grab a heart piece or a couple bombs or something like that just to refill. Yeah, Jesse's gonna head down here to what is likely going to be Hype Cave.
Yeah, I guess we'll probably see them dip into Mini Moldorm for their third sword as well.
Yeah, maybe. I could see that being put off until a little bit later. Potentially, once they get, I don't know, like maybe a flute. Oh, hey, look!
Absolutely stacked.
Wow, picking up the shield, that's bold.
I'm looking right in the camera while he did it. He knows what he did.
A little bit of a error there. Saving and quitting to the wrong spot. Leoria going for... Are we going a little deeper into Thieves Town here? Okay, I didn't look too much farther than those first two items. It seemed like that might have been it, but
yeah, I thought that was it as well. I wonder if there's like a heart
there is a heart container in this next chest.
Okay, I wonder if there's a heart container right here that you're like, nope, that's
like I said, there's not a lot that are super on the way. There's some that are slightly off the beaten path like this, but if you want to have a little bit of safety, that is one of the better ones that is available early on.
Yeah, turns out dying super slow, so
yeah, who knew? I think a little bit of a tactical mistake on Leoria's part to not continue down and get that flute and flippers from Hype Cave.
Yeah, unless they're looking to grab it with the hammer for easier access. Yeah, I feel like maybe it was faster to go down there now because Jesse, like, already having it's already on the mountain.
Okay, a couple important items on the mountain we're going to want here. One of them is going to be in Spectacle Cave here. Setting up the bomb jump here. Lightly off.
Yeah, that bomb jump across that hole is pretty precise.
Let me tell you about how I don't know the lineup for that bomb jump.
I'm a solid, like, 1 out of 5 if I can get it.
Gonna head back up. Jesse's gonna head into Hera. This is gonna be our first crystal. We already have the crystal and pendant info, which you can see on the trackers. If you hadn't noticed already, the pendant crystal info is part of the spoiler log, so both runners, well, all runners in this race have that info before they even start running. So we do know that Hera is a crystal, a red crystal at that.
Yeah, and this mode is a lot of get your pieces, get your pieces, get your pieces, rush. And so the ending will come relatively quickly once we have whatever we need.
Yep. Yeah, spoiler seeds are fast. Yeah, this is going to be... It depends on the seed, obviously, but I think given where the stuff is in the seed, I wouldn't be surprised if we see sometimes under an hour here.
Oh, I would agree. Yeah, because along with everything else in the spoiler log, exactly what items and what chest is in each dungeon is also there, so they know where all the keys are, you know, what chest to avoid for dungeon items they don't need, and etc. and so forth. Do we have any idea how many runners we have for this one?
There are 6 people in this qualifier.
Moldorm hiding on that left side like a coward.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, Master Sword Spins makes this a bit easier, and that's going to be Moldorm down. And he's going to give us a small key. I wonder if we'll go back into Hera.
We already did Agina. We've suffered enough.
Surely, there wouldn't be anything required in Hera Basement.
Perish the thought. And yet. Yeah, no guesswork on this one. Air basement, slightly required.
You know, I was poo-pooing Leoria's routing earlier. Now that I'm reconsidering things, I actually think this is going to turn out okay, because Leoria's going to get the item in Hera Basement here, probably just start at Hype Cave, and then I think we're just going to see both runners. Well, scratch that. We're going to go over to Dark Death Mountain first after this and get a couple items. And then I think we will see both runners immediately go to clear swamp.
Yeah, there's something in there we kind of really want. Nice hammer. Even with the spoiler log, that is a gross place for that.
It's not ideal. Yeah, there are a couple items we are going to want to pick up here. And by a couple, I mean pretty much just one. We might there is a notable safety over here as well that I'll be curious to see if anyone takes the bait on. Fortunately, the spoiler log does not help us get around dead rocks.
Just choose and open up TR.
I mean, TR is a crystal. We are going to have to do it at some point anyway, so while you're on top of TR, it makes sense to open it.
Oh, it is. Item is marked. Thank you. It's
There's
like I don't
shot.
have the log in front of my face.
Yeah, hook shot and a heart container and Super Bunny, so not too bad. Both players coming out of Super Bunny here, so I think we're going to see that safety. Yeah. This is a hard one to pass up when it's this close.
Yeah. I 100% I like that play.
Alright, well, we have all our goodies from the mountain.
We have most of our goodies, period.
Yeah, I mean, we really only need a Samaria, a bow, and an ice rod, I believe, is what we're looking... Well, yeah. And yeah, this is when Jesse is going to opt to go grab that sword from Mini Moldorm Cave. Because the fourth sword in the seed is not accessible in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, you've got to really want it if you're going to go for it.
Alright, Leoria picking up her goodies from Hype Cave, and I mean, I think you're just going straight to Swamp here. I think Jesse is going to get one more item before going to Swamp. Also gonna pick up a quick potion here. Oh, no, okay, just gonna do Swamp now. Okay, I guess it doesn't make a huge difference one way or the other. The last item that we're talking about is not, you know, it's not really along the way. It's in a spot you're gonna have to go for regardless. But I suppose having the item that we want from Swamp makes it ever so slightly faster. The fourth sword fear is in Pyramid Fairy. And yes, this is not... Yeah. All four swords are available in the seed here.
Yeah, outside of the spoiler log, this is just your basic open 7/7. Nothing too crazy.
I mean, Swamp is the other red crystal, so if you really wanted to, you could actually get that sword after this, but it's such a long walk. You're not gonna do it. Yeah, not pedestal, but it is a vanilla sword. Alright, there we go. Setting up our bomb diver down, and there's what we wanted from Swamp. So we have very nearly collected our item set. They are not going to get silvers, no. Silvers are in GT in a location that you are not going to touch because of where the big key is.
Yeah, I think there's like one more obscure stop, and then it's just dungeon time.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, our ice rod is basically on the way. The Samaria is in Waterfall Ferry, so you have to make a quick stop off for there. Which is I thought Jesse might do that before going into Swamp.
Yeah, I wondered if that was the plan too, if they were just going to snag that first.
I don't know that having boots saves you that much time to get to Waterfall Ferry, but it probably doesn't make a huge difference one way or the other if you're comfortable with your bomb diver down. Alright, Leoria picking up crystal number 2. So Leoria still needs to activate that flute. Probably just do that now and then knock out Skullwoods.
I think I run over for my Samaria first and then go to Skullwoods.
Looks like that is, yeah. Jesse just needs to flute to 8. And then Jesse is basically on. Oh, what is in hype? What is in? Oh, okay. This is another safety that Jesse's gonna go for here. Yeah, okay. Given the Vitreous fight we're about to do, I can understand this.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, especially with the low hearts, I could see that being a thing. Yeah, I don't remember what this MSU was called, but it's
This is the Ga Metal MSU pack by I believe J-Jo made this.
J-Jo, a connoisseur of numerous good MSUs.
Alright. Jesse picking up that cane, and then, yeah, so now it's basically dungeon time, and it's what order do you want to do them in? How, is there an order you can do them in that can give you a couple extra safeties before you go to do something like tackle 4-heart Misery Mire? That's the next part of the plan here. Our Ice Rod is just in Mire Shed, so, we'll get that along the way. That's not a big deal. Jesse gonna opt for Skullwoods first.
Yeah, and that makes sense because the bow's sitting up in here.
Yes.
So, definitely gonna want that for Vitreous.
Right, I forgot we needed that as well. Imagine needing a bow. But yes, we're gonna need that for Eastern and Pod as well. I think you. Well, let me take a quick look here and see if there's any nice things. So Pod and Eastern will net you 2 heart containers relatively along the way. so I think you might tackle Pod Eastern first before going to Mire.
Yeah, 100%. Especially if they're just on the way.
Yeah, I mean, there's one on Helma, and there's one on the big chest, in the big chest of Eastern, so those are pretty easy to snag.
So yeah, this comes out like the next part of the spoiler log of, okay, I don't need anything in Pod. What keys can I get to get the big key the fastest and just route through? Which sometimes to me feels like the harder part of spoiler log of, okay, you know, you route your items best you can and the dungeon's on the way, but when you get to the bigger dungeons that have numerous keys, like this one, like TR, okay, how do I get there the fastest?
Yeah, that's a tough, because you only have 15 minutes to parse this thing, right? So in general, you're spending your first 7 or 8 minutes just grabbing all the key items and figuring out where they are, and then you want to spend your last 5 or 6 minutes planning your opening route. For me personally, I just kind of wing the dungeons once I get there. You know, I'll be like, all right, I gotta go to Pod now. Let me look at the spoiler log real quick, see where the keys are, and just do it on the fly. Because you just don't have enough time to plan out every single dungeon.
Ooh, Later, almost got bounced by that mini Oldorm into that wall master. That was really close.
Gets through it, though. Jesse taking down Motha's. A close fight there, too. Down to a half a heart, but gets it done. And we're going to come back in, pick up this bow in the bridge chest.
I want to take a minute to shout out our tracker, Lady Laura Linda, who's actually doing the hard work. Thank you. Thank you for stepping up.
It's harder in spoiler even because you don't have as much time between major checks as you do in a regular mode because they all come fast and quick here. And then, yeah, as expected, Jesse's going to go tackle Pod Easter next, pick up 2 heart containers, get us to 6 hearts.
6 hearts blue mail, easy mode, right?
I mean, basically. What else do you need? Let me take another quick look and see if we have any other heart containers along the way that we can grab. Ice Palace is a pendant, so we're not getting that one. There is one in GT we'll get.
Willing to bet this mode's going to be lampless for our runners as well.
Yes. Yeah, that's a safe bet.
That's terrible. Yeah, there's a couple pieces in TR.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's one in the room with the big key, so that's a pretty easy one to pick up. But I think that's probably the last one we'll be getting beyond the 2 here in Pod Eastern, so we'll be on 7 hearts blue mail.
Yeah, and that may be why we saw Leoria pick up a couple pieces ahead of time, trying to set up that refill later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that lamp's a good question, actually, because, you know, how comfortable are you with Dark Mire given the low hearts?
I hope you're really comfortable.
How comfortable are you hitting Torch Glitch on Ganon without the lamp?
Yeah, and that may be why we saw our runners grab the extra green bottle out of, like, Mini Moldorm Cave and grab the half magic. Maybe for that reason.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, with the half magic, missing the Torch Glitch isn't the end of the world, but it does make the fight a little slower. Yeah, pretty friendly pod layout here to basically just go through the right side. Okay, so there, yeah, that was Leoria's 4th piece of heart. So we'll end up with 1 extra heart over Jesse. Actually 2, because Jesse didn't grab the one from Thieves Town. which, I mean, it could mean Leoria maybe opts to not get the Eastern Big Chest Heart. Just depends on her overall comfort with 7 Heart, GT, and Ganon. But yeah, I mean, like you were saying earlier, safeties are better than dying, right? And so the lamp is in cutscene Chest of Mire, which is obviously a pretty big time investment. But is it more of a time investment than dying in the basement?
Yeah, it's really going to come down to your low percent comfort now, because you're right, that is an incredibly long dip. But like in this case, Leoria really thought out, okay, I'm gonna have this many. I assume that she thought out that I'm gonna have this many heart pieces by the time I get here, so grabbing this one as an extra heart. And it may be in preparation for, I'm not gonna have a lamp, I'm gonna need an extra hit.
Right. And especially, I mean, we don't have an invincibility item, so that, you know, forget the first room, that room with the spike going back and forth, you're gonna lose a couple of hearts going through that.
Yeah, we may see our runners grab an invincibility item before the end of this. There is one that's kind of on the way. We'll see.
Yeah, and a good point from Kazin in chat as well. Lamp makes Spooky free versus Dark Spooky, which is tough. So that's another potential time save if you have that lamp.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, if you arm it and then remember to use it.
Well, I mean, who among us? Kazin being the third member of the League team with Radical Sniper and Leoria. What would you do? Would you go for the lamp?
No, no way.
No?
No, that's way too much time.
Okay.
There's some setups to get through Dark Mire that help get you where you need to go, and if you're confident, I agree. It's dangerous, and those rooms can go hat stand very quickly. But yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah, that's another point to bring up. So it's in spoiler log races. We don't play with the delay, and you are allowed to look at your opponent's stream if you would like. So you can see where they're at and make decisions based on that. So yes, like Jason is saying in chat, if things are close, then yeah, don't go for it. But if you have a little bit of a buffer, maybe it's worth spending that extra time.
Yeah, that's actually a great point that we didn't bring up, is the ability in spoiler to watch other streams, including your opponents.
Yes, they can also read chat.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, if you have a lead, then I think it might actually be worth it, yeah.
And there is our Ice Raza, Jesse now in go mode at 33 minutes. Not bad.
Gilgamesh, save me from myself.
Okay.
What is the compass chest in Mire? Is that the grate, the lobby chest?
Compass chest is the one above the torch room. with the lone Stalfos that gets stuck in the statue.
Yeah.
Are you humming on if we're gonna snag that?
I don't know. That's faster than the lamp.
It's true, but lamp that chest is red mail, which doesn't help against spikes. That doesn't change how much damage you take from spikes or fireballs.
Right, but faceplanting Ganon sucks.
I think both of these racers would be relatively comfortable, on 7 heart blue mail Ganon. I don't think. I mean, a hug does not kill you on blue mail with 7 hearts, and I don't think either of these runners are really in danger of taking a Ganon hug. It is, yeah. Like Jesse's gonna grab it here. It's not a huge time investment, but yeah, Jesse not gonna go for the lamp. We're just gonna hightail it out of here.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if my dumb brain remembers which chest is which. I think I go for it. I think the red mail's worth a little bit more aggressive play, even just on the climb. Especially, because in this case you had to go over there to hit the switch anyway.
Right. All right, let's see this Dark Mire now. Jesse did make the call to grab the powder at Ice Rod Cave, so this is going to come in handy here for sure. Has the bug net too, so can always ferry up if needed. All right, Jesse going with the bonk strat here. Big fan.
Yeah, best strat.
Yeah, that room with hookshot and boots, I think that room is relatively trivial. It's this next one where you can get around a little bit. But makes it through with just two hits, so should be okay here. Getting sniped by that fireball there. Yeah.
Sucks.
Alright, Leoria also not going to bother with the lamp, so we are going lampless from both sides. But yeah, Jesse is basically through this. Nicely done. Now, Vitreous, this is a fight we do have to be careful on. We had red mail, so the eyes are only going to do 2 hearts of damage, but that is still 2 hearts when we're only on 6. You only get 2, or I guess 4 cycles through here on the juice. Exactly 8 arrows.
Yeah, good resource management on Jesse's side, recognizing he needs those 8.
Yeah, that's another thing that's pretty important, spoilers, keeping track of that stuff, because normally you're playing through a seed, you're opening up every chest, you're getting 10 packs of arrows, every 2 seconds, but here you're not picking those up, so you have to be pretty cognizant of how many arrows you're using, how many you need, and where you can maybe pick up a little bit of a refill before you have to climb GT. I will tell you that there are 10 arrows on Trinex, so we should be good there.
Yeah, that goes back into that. Okay, now that I've got everything I need, or something goes wrong, you miss the quick kill on Armos, you flub a shot on Victorious, and while you're running, you're perusing the log again really quick. Like, where are some arrows I could just grab?
All right, Leoria getting through that first room, getting beat up a little bit. It does need to be careful here. This next one, 3.5 hearts is a little. Okay, made it through the spike with only 2 hits. I don't know if I don't think Leoria picked up a potion.
Yeah, she had a red, but she used it getting in there.
This is not Yeah, if you get like lost in this upper part of the room, it's rough.
Oh,
that's really unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about that. You just gotta get back up and go back in. But yeah, that's that kind of death is pretty detrimental in spoiler log. You do not get a lot of time to catch up in this mode because the opportunities for catching up are minimal.
Yeah, and we without potions now and no powder, I don't think we may see them go for the lamp.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, I agree with this play. I think you kind of have to now.
Nice navigation of the double roller room there by Jesse, picking up 2 keys. So we got 2 keys and the big key in the front. There's a cape and chain chomps. I don't think Jesse's... Well, I don't know. I don't really see cape being that worthwhile here. But pulling out a boomerang, so it looks like he might grab it.
Yeah, this is another one that it's literally on the way and in your face. You're on 6 hearts, red mail or not. I grab this. They have half magic and they have a great model. That's fine. That's fine. It just makes Ganon that much more free and safe.
Yeah, Jesse is very well equipped for the remainder of the seed. He's got a green potion, he's got cape, he's got tempered sword, he's got red mail. I mean, half magic.
Yeah, man, good game knowledge grabbing those 5 arrows out of that pot. Gonna be more than safe now with the Trinex skill.
Nice fairy drop there, too. And let's see, where are our other small keys? There is one on Laser Bridge, and there's one in Crystal Roller Room. So yeah, we're not even gonna need to touch Laser Bridge. Oh, and the perfect RNG in the Pokey Room. Look at that. That part doesn't come on the spoiler log. They don't tell you that. Leoria going to play it extra safe here on Vitreous. At 4 hearts, yeah, you don't really have a choice. You don't want to... You can't afford to take any hits here, really. You get 2 shots here, so... Alright, well, there was the one. I think we should be okay here, though. Just gotta get this last eye out of the way. Oh, no! That's brutal. That I can't believe that second sword spin didn't hit. Gonna go ahead and pick up a couple safeties. Again, this is the right call. I mean, taking 2 deaths in Mire like that is gonna frazzle you, and you don't want to just keep banging your head against something when you're in that state. So having the extra potions is a good idea here. Meanwhile, Jesse taking down Trinex, gonna pick up crystal number 7. So we're going to GT. I wonder where the GT big key is. you have any guesses, Talon? Are you there, Talon?
Yes, hello, sorry. I had some real-life aggro there for a second.
Uh-huh. We're going into GT.
Yay. Let me tell you what's not in Double Fire Bar.
I already know. I wasn't going to make the joke. It wasn't even funny.
My vindication is still satisfying. And yes, I did hear
if you opened up
area.
A spoiler log, would you, and saw Big Key and Double Fire Bar Room, would you just immediately forfeit?
I'd quit the race, yeah. My internet would go down randomly. Okay, but to back you up on what you said about Leroy, yeah, you've already taken the punishment. There's no sense of continuing to beat your head against the wall and get more and more frustrated. Just do what you have to. Sometimes rando wins. It's just a thing.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, this mode is very difficult. Like, let's not mince words here. This is a very execution-heavy, very tough mode. So, like, it's good. Deaths like that are going to happen, even to the best players. Like, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, in this mode, you would very well find fights like Cold Stare with 5 hearts, Fighter Sword, Green Mail, where the smallest mistake, you're done.
Jesse picking up the big key and a couple small keys and a heart container in rando room, and we are on the climb. Yeah, this is we're gonna clock in pretty easily sub-hour here. So if you joined hoping for a nice long race, I'm sorry, we do not have that.
That's fine. With the mimics absolutely there. Robbing Jesse of shots.
Looks like my mimics. Alright, Legaria hitting Spooky here on the way back in. Back in here to Vitreous, fully decked out now. Just gonna get those sword spins in. Careful, took a eyeball hit. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what you do at that point. I mean, I guess you have nothing you can do. You just have to keep trying, but it's...
I won't be the first to tell you I don't know what the qualification rules for this tournament are at all. Again, before we signed up for comps, I didn't even realize this was happening. Considering what's going on with League, though, I kind of want to run a few of these. But I'm telling you what, Leia is better than me, because I would have tapped out at that point. I just would have been done.
League, I mean, the League is Pilot Spoiler. This is not Pilot Spoiler, so they are slightly different.
Parsing is parsing. Yeah, but Leia is better than me, because I would be tapping out right now.
I honestly, I probably would too. Because you can't, like, taking 3 deaths in Mire, your time is probably not going to stack up super well here. But hey, props to her for seeing it through. Hey, Vitreous is a hard fight. I don't know if people are aware of this. It's not an easy fight.
Yeah, you go for those spins and you catch a little bit more of that ooze than you mean to, or you get bopped by an eye when your iframes wear off, and all of a sudden you're in real trouble.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that was there, was one... You know, the iframes just slightly ran out, and you took one hit from the eye, and that throws off your entire thing, because you're suddenly at an odd number of hearts, and you're... Yeah. Alright, Jesse taking down Moldorm. probably going to ignore relegation chest here.
I'm a staunch fan of relegation chests, regardless whether I need it or not. It's in my DNA that I need to get it.
Look, that was the wildest lightning pattern I have ever seen from Vitreous.
Yeah, that was quite the spread there.
Holy moly.
That felt like it covered over half the screen. There you got it. Good job not tapping out. You are better than me. Oh, nice triple.
Yeah, very nice.
I don't know if you're familiar with this guy, Radical Sniper, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, he may have knocked me out of a couple tournaments.
Damn. Speaking of which, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and give these guys a follow.
Oh yeah,
they're doing the hard work.
Let's do that. There's commands for that, isn't there? I think. I don't know them on this channel though. They're there. Okay, it is just exclamation point. Thank you to our wonderful tracker, Lady Lorlinda, for dropping the names of our wonderful runners in chat. Give them a follow. Give our tracker, Lady Lorlinda, a follow as well. All the Discord or Twitch links are in there.
Yes, she is hands down the best part of the crew. We're just here yapping.
And yeah, Jesse dropped it again in 50 minutes.
Yep, getting that one-on-one, nice.
Yeah, pretty standard one-on-one here. Oh, well, perhaps I spoke too soon. I accidentally hooked north instead of to the left, and
oof,
got a little off there, but hey, we're okay. We're good.
We're fine. Red mail right there, paying dividends. He split those last two bats, and that was a tight window. Did you find the silvers in my tower?
No, we didn't. Silvers were in Compass Room, by the way, for those curious. All right. Nicely done with the torch glitch there. And then, yeah, just a fairly routine Tempered Sword Silverless fight here at this point, so very nicely done by Jesse. Jesse's execution was pretty on point today.
Yeah, the route that they had built for themselves really paid off. I don't know that you really could have done it much better. And even with different routes, Player and Jesse stayed pretty close together for the majority of this. They were in similar dungeons almost all the time.
They were both in Mire at the same time. It just Layer took those unfortunate deaths all along the way, but otherwise, yeah, they were neck and neck.
Yeah, the only real gap was Layer had stopped for a couple extra pieces of heart and/or hearts, but yeah, there it is.
Yeah, but they were all basically on the way, so yeah, didn't really lose any time for that. But yeah, GG's to Jesse.
Yeah, great run and route by Jesse.
It's going to be just over 52 minutes. Unfortunately, the race time room tracks the game time plus the spoiler time, so Jesse finishing second place overall in the race with a total time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 7 seconds. That's including the 15 minutes of spoiler planning. Footpeel taking first place, actually. 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 5 seconds. So that's, yeah, Footpeel dropped a 50 minute down here. Not too bad. And we are now joined by our first place finisher on Restream, Radical Sniper 99, aka Jesse. Hello.
Hello.
GG's.
Thanks. Wow, that was a seed.
Yeah, that was.
I've done spoiler.
That was pretty friendly, honestly. Like when we were looking through the spoiler log before it started, and it was like, oh man, there's a hammer and Hera, and you need to go to the Dark World first to get the mirror to get it. But it turns out the routing worked out pretty well.
Yeah, there wasn't too many things like that felt really that bad. I probably took it a little bit safe to deal with if I was racing a little bit harder on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of those hearts, the powder, although that powder really was worth its weight in Mire.
Yeah, that was pretty clutch, actually.
So I will say I'm glad I picked it up.
Yeah. I think most of the hearts were on the mistake. Way. The what?
The red mail.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
I
it's...
don't know. There's a reason I'm not a pilot for my team for League, and it's because I don't know chess names.
Oh,
So when I
okay.
saw Map and Compass chest were the red mail and the big key for Meyer, I was like, well, if I don't know, it's okay. I'll just
Gotcha.
get red mail.
Also, GG's to Leoria, by the way, who has decided to forfeit, understandably, because Meyer sucks. But yeah, the red mail. I mean, I don't think the red mail was a bad pickup. It seemed when we were watching, we assumed you knew which chest was which, and it seemed like a reasonable choice to grab it along the way anyway.
That's what I was aiming for, that I looked reasonable.
Exactly.
Well done, yeah. Was there ever a point where you thought, lamp might be worth it?
The thought crossed my mind, but minute.
It is a big time investment for sure.
Like I don't want to do cutscene, so like getting half magic, getting powder, like the other safeties we picked up, and even the 2 bottles, like you feel like it's fine. I don't need to go and worry about that.
Mm-hmm. We
Hello, GG gamer.
Joined by Leoria as well.
Leo.
GG's.
Sorry, I'm totally stealing the thunder, getting a mess.
No, it's fine. I have no thunder. It's all right.
No, dude. This is what happens when you don't play for don't play seriously for like several fucking months. Excuse me, several months.
Leo.
Yeah, we're on Speedgaming. You gotta be careful.
I got my one. I got my one for 2023. My bad. Hello. Anyway, guys, I hurt.
Yeah, that was rough. I mean, it happened. Like shit like that happens. Sorry, there was my one for the.
No, I adore you. Thank you.
But yeah, I mean,
there.
Like you guys, honestly, you were neck and neck for up until Meyer. You were both in Meyer at the same time and had basically done everything else. I think
I have to imagine because I never know the rule on this for like spoiler open. Like we are allowed, I think, to watch our opponent or no?
Yes,
I can't remember.
Yes, you're allowed to.
So I was 100% not watching because I just wanted to focus on my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like I have to imagine like Jesse had me by at least like a minute or so just because like I knew I was going out of my way to grab extra safeties. Like I went out of my way for blue mail and maze race. I went out of my way for... Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was just nothing leading into
Did you get half magic?
Yeah.
Of course. Like, why not do
the only safety Leoria that you got that Jesse did not was that extra heart container in Thieves Town.
Yeah, and I felt Monka about grabbing that one, but I knew my heart situation wasn't going to be cute. Like, I knew I was going to be in a rough place. And again, like, I knew coming into this, like, I'm not going to win. I win. But I wanted to put up a good show, at least on the routing side.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, no, your routing was good. Like I said, you were neck and neck with Jesse for the majority of the seed.
Yeah, your guys' early routes were a little different. So one person prioritized the flute a little earlier than the other, but that was like the major difference. You guys were ripping through dungeons about the same time.
I thought about going after flute earlier too. Like I thought about taking Thieves Town south and picking up Maze Race then.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was something like when I was building my route, like that's something I considered was picking it up then. And like going straight to Hype Cave then. But my thought was that's a really long way to just walk when I know the boots are in swamp. So why don't I just go and do the rest of the things that I need on the mountain, and then I can get to swamp as fast as I can after.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up like... honestly, it was basically time neutral between the two routes that both of you chose early on. So
yeah, I mean, the one thing Lady Laura Linda pointed out was like I picked up powder, so
yeah.
I was beating myself up for not getting powder before going to Meyer. I even went into the portal at Meyer the very first time, and I was like, oh no, I was supposed to flute to 8 first. Well,
honestly, I think I think that decision comes down to like, I think you're either getting lamp or powder, or you're going to make sure you have the bottles set up. Like, I think you want one of those three things set up well for Vidi.
Oh, Jesse.
What?
Oh, dear friend.
What?
I got lamp, I got powder, I had 2 belugas in bottles because I had already died in mire twice.
I'm sorry.
And then I died a 3rd time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The tilt was off the chain.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Like, me and Talon was like, man, I would have just tapped out at that point.
Yeah, we both said, after the first set of deaths when you went to go get the lamp after the fact, we're both like, yeah, 100% you do that now because you don't have the bottles to rely on. And then it happened again, and we're like, she's better than me because I'd have quit. Like, nope, not tonight.
Well, and I even considered, even after hitting the forfeit, of like just finishing out the seed still. But the reason I chose not to was really just the ache. Like, I literally, like, I don't know how much is like public knowledge, but like I have been struggling really bad with carpal tunnel for like since last summer. And I have not played very much rando since last league season ended. So I'm trying to fight that a little bit, I guess, is the best way to say it. Like, there's a clear amount of rust, but I even, like, I put in race time chat, like, popping 2 a leave before we do this, let's go. And it's, you know, it is what it is. Can't help numb and pain, just does what it does.
Rando's a high-impact sport. You gotta, you know, take care of yourself.
I just wanted to get that swear in on SG, so.
I mean, look, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not the first time I've done that. You're the worst person.
Everyone's done it at least once. It's fine.
Yep. Uh-huh. I just appreciate you, Gilgamesh, for being a bro and okay. Anyway, now that we're in the band club, no, but Jesse, like, did you? Okay, so like, when did you end up getting the ether from Uncle? Just out of curiosity.
First thing.
You did it at the very beginning.
I figured I would do a tier 1 and get ether.
So did you touch the woods at all?
No.
Okay, so see, I realized after the fact, like, oh, okay, Link's house was 3 bombs. That would have been great. But like,
yeah,
the woods had 300 rupees and 10 bombs, so I was like, okay.
I got the 3 bombs there, then went straight to Agina, did back of escape, used my last bomb in Cackwell, and got, what, 3 more in Cackwell? And
yeah.
Got
Something
my
like
mitts,
that,
went
yeah.
right into Dark World. So.
Okay. Yeah, because the Moon Pearl was there on Sick Kid.
Yep. So, like, honestly, like, I feel like I've learned a bit more about this mode always. I'm not gonna... I'm getting there, but good. I'm not gonna pilot shit.
No, I'm not. I didn't mean it like that, please. You'd have to try piloting out of
Also,
my
language.
Wait, I thought that one was okay.
I have no clue.
You'd have to pull pilot out of my cold, dead, carpal tunnel numbed hands. Not happening. Anyway, I'm glad you're still able to run the game fast.
Apparently.
Ban Zaf. Wait, why are you banning Zaf?
Because always, anytime there's language, we ban Zaf.
I approve this message, honestly.
He
yeah,
deserves
no,
it. Regardless, yeah.
I'll take 2 minutes behind Flip and just a little bit ahead of Wally. Like, that's a...
Yeah, no, you had a
finished in
great
a
run
good
here.
place.
Like,
It was a really strong run.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, considering how rusty and not good I felt, taking Meyer out of the equation, I felt really good about the rest of this. So, like, I'll be curious to watch up to that point, like, watch this back up to that point, knowing that Meyer just Vidi sucks.
And I mean, looking at, like, the time that you're at, or, like, where you forfeit, and looking at Amerith, kind of, Like,
Yeah.
you would have been between probably, like, the three of us and Amerith, I think.
You think so?
I didn't...
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Your route, like your route and execution up to the Meyer point was pretty good. Like I think Jesse was when you were in like the second room of Meyer basement. I think Jesse was like just getting into Vitreous, so it was really close.
Okay. Yeah, and like I said, like I just I think that's kind of there's a level of getting into my own head that I know I was doing going in because I didn't have the safeties and I had to burn my red goo early in Meyer. And so like already like that was getting in my head and then it kind of spiraled from there. Like I got lost in the dark spike room. Like I ended up going up some weird path that I didn't know I could go up.
Yep. Yeah, that'll happen sometimes in that room. I've had that happen to me too, and it's really dumb.
I'm like, okay, so brush up on your dark rooms, girl. Okay, all right, check one. But yeah, no, like I think it's just Rust. It's like this is very much a game of use it or lose it, and like I have lost more than I would like to admit, but I still feel pretty stinking good about everything leading up to that. My moth felt like clean. I was super proud. But yeah, no. I miss playing the video game.
It is a fun video game sometimes.
It is. It's also a tilting video game.
Yeah,
Rude.
Sure is. But yeah, GG's again to both of you. I don't know if this is both your first qualifier or second.
This is my first. I wasn't sure if I was gonna try for this tournament, and then, Leo showed up, and she's like, spoiler, and then, wasn't sure. And I saw she joined, and I was
by
like,
himself.
Yeah. So then she got me to join. So I don't know. I need one more.
I have no clue.
How many do you need? 2?
I think you need to do 2.
Me and Talon were talking about this before the race started. Neither of us even knew these qualifiers were happening until Rick pinged people to com for this.
Yeah, I was like,
that is that.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess I need to try to fit another one if I want to try to enter the tourney.
Well, I mean, there's like 14 total or so. Shouldn't be too hard to find one.
No, just among the all the dozen tourney races going on.
It's not like anything else is going on right now.
No, I did a Kaz Boots tourney race.
No, remember when you said you were not going to do Kaz Boots?
I remember those.
Kaz Boots straight into like, hey Jesse, there's enough time to sign up for spoiler, and Flip is the only one signed up. You should totally do it.
We had a very jet Kaz Boots tonight, so it was perfect.
Oh, but yeah, no, GG, Jess. I am gonna go and walk around and cool off for a second because I'm like boiling. But yeah, no. Thanks SG for putting this on and not banning me, but banning Zaf instead.
He knows what he did.
He does.
Thanks, Laura Linda for the tracking, and Talon and Gilgamesh for the comms. Like I said, I can't wait to watch this back.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
and Laura Linda.
We don't have much else to say. They took care of it for us. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Remember, one last call to follow the runners and our wonderful tracker, Lady Lorlinda. I think this is going to do it for us tonight. I have no clue what else is on the schedule at the moment. Probably some stuff. I know that Speedgaming is picking up CAD Boots matches and probably more of these spoiler qualifiers. There's some Z1 stuff going on too, but tonight I think this is it as far as Speed Gaming 2 goes. I don't know if we're gonna raid anyone or anything like that. I'm not in control of that, but that's gonna do it for us tonight. Talon, you wanna say anything?
No, not really.
No? Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.